Max, and welcome to the Ronin System podcast. So today's episode comes a few days after my birthday, and my birthday was on the 12th of December, and it's super easy to remember, 12/12, but I wanted to talk about it because typically I don't celebrate my birthday. It's not something I really have all this like pomp and circumstance for. I don't have a party. I don't really acknowledge it to, I don't really express it to anyone. If someone asks me, when's your birthday, I'll just tell them, I won't be happy about it. Like there's even this one occasion where someone asked me when's my birthday on my birthday, and I just said today, and they're like, they kind of, I wouldn't say freaked out, but they're surprised. It's just not something I mention. It's like almost like a don't ask, don't tell sort of thing. If someone doesn't ask me, I'm not gonna tell you, even if it is the day of. I'm not really gonna do anything about it. I don't have rarely I'll have a dinner for it. Maybe someone that's really close to me, like my girlfriend or my parents or my brother. If they're here, that we'll have like a dinner or something, and that's really it. I don't really get any gifts because I don't want any gifts. I don't. Again, I just don't celebrate it. And going back to the gifts thing really quick, I don't like getting gifts because, for me, there's like almost like a social construct where if you get a gift, you have to, give one back, especially during the holidays. But, I just don't like gifts because I myself am terrible at giving them. And honestly, I would just prefer, if you were to want to get me something, either ask me what I want or, just provide me with the means to get what I would want later. It's just the most logical way to think about it, right? Like, surprising people with a gift, unless you know them very, very well, or unless their tastes are extremely particular, it doesn't really work out that way for me, at least, because I would much rather, again, if you want to get me something, just tell me, and then I'll tell you what I want. That's just the easiest way to do it for me. And for, my birthday, having a party, it's just not something I want to do because I personally don't like parties. I enjoy family gatherings. I enjoy like small personal events, more intimate events, but I don't really like parties where everyone needs to come and that's just not something I want to do. Unless it was like, obviously if it was for someone else, like if they wanted a party, then I would go, or if they wanted help with the party, then I help them set it up. That's something I would do. But for me, I just wouldn't want to do it. I just don't want to do that. Yeah, maybe a dinner or maybe just like a happy birthday here and there. That's fine. That's all I really need, And I don't remember the last time I actually had a birthday party that I wanted to have. I do remember a couple years ago, there was a party, like a surprise party thrown for me. And it was basically just a larger dinner, which, again, I'm okay with. But yeah, the last time I had a party for my birthday is probably when I was in like elementary school. That's probably like the last time that I had one that I wanted. After that, it was just more like, yeah, just give me a gift, say your birthday. I don't really care. Go out to dinner. That's fine. And I think that really stems from the fact that it was just easier. There was no planning necessary. There was no need for, cleaning up after the day after a party. There was no setting up. There was no paying these like excessive amounts of money just to get the entertainment and all this other stuff, like decorations. There's none of that. There's no need for it. I don't even like getting a birthday cake. I'm just not into birthday cakes. I'm not a sweets kind of guy like that. I even joke sometimes, if you want to get me something representative of my birthday, then just get me like a hand of bananas. Give me something that I'll enjoy. And even for my parents, I can't really remember the last time they had a birthday party either. My parents, when we were growing up, they would just go out to dinner, and that was really it. I think the last time my dad, probably the only time I've ever seen him have a birthday party was for his 50th, which my mom wanted to do. It was a surprise because, she was saying that 50 is a big milestone in Chinese culture. And she really wanted to celebrate that in a bigger way than normal. And so, we did have a party, but it was funny because it was on a Sunday, so it was barely even a party. Everyone just came out. We had a big dinner at my house. We ate, we talked, and then I think at 9, 10 o'clock, everyone just went home. So really that wasn't even a party, but that was something my mom wanted to do. She made it more of a surprise, and like she made it more I guess monumental in a way. And for my mom, I can't really remember the last time she even did anything like that. I mean, this year her birthday actually was only a few days before my brother's wedding, and so there was really no party to be had. I guess you could say that the party was the wedding, but in Chinese culture, celebrating a birthday late is actually a bad thing. It's very taboo. It's essentially it chalks up to being bad luck because you're essentially it's like saying you forgot. It's like saying you forgot the person, you forgot one of the most important days of their lives, kind of thing. And that's one of the I guess stranger things of a traditional or the traditions revolving around like Chinese birthdays. I mean, different cultures within China have different ideas, but some of them say don't celebrate before, some of them say don't celebrate after. Like our tradition, for as long as I've known, is don't celebrate your birthday, don't celebrate anything after it's passed, because that's just bad luck. But there are other cultures where it says don't celebrate before, because then that just makes the sort of our equivalent of the Grim Reaper approach you closer, if that makes sense. Like if your birthday, like for example, if my birthday's on the 12th and I celebrate on the 11th, then the Grim Reaper is going to come closer to me than normal. So it's just like this really weird dynamic. I don't really understand that one, but that's just something I've heard. And on top of that, there are different sort of milestones. Like I said, for us, I guess it's 50, but true like main Chinese tradition is 60, because that's the full cycle of the zodiac year calendar. It's 12 animals, but each animal has 5 elements to it. So there's fire, water, metal, wood, and earth. And if you take the 5 and you calculate it, like multiply it by the 12, then it's 60. So after 60 years, essentially, you've lived an entire life cycle according to Chinese tradition. Other milestones would be like 80. I don't know why, but I guess 80 is because it's an auspicious number. But, there's like taboo numbers in Chinese culture. It's like for women, it's 30. So when you turn 30, you're still 29 for some reason. Like that's how it works. For men, it's 40. So when you turn 40 as a man, like if I turn 40, I'm actually turning 39 again. And then when I turn 41, I'm turning 41. It's just like a weird thing. You skip certain birthdays based on the culture, and it's just strange, and explaining it in this way, it makes it sound even stranger to me, but that's just the way it works. So for me, to avoid all the headache and to avoid other headaches, and just kind of because I don't really care, I don't celebrate my birthday. That's just I'm just trying to make additional points to why I just don't prefer it. And the actual reason is because I just don't like celebrating it. It's just not a big deal to me. It doesn't really matter to me. But if I can understand where for other people it matters a lot, especially because in different cultures, like you have like quinceañeras, like your 15th birthday for like I believe Mexicans, Spanish, Hispanic people. Then it's a big deal. Like sort of like the Sweet 16 for Western culture, European Western culture. Yeah. That's just how it is. But for me, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Like if I turn 50, if I turn 60, turn 80, whatever, doesn't make a difference to me. Like this year I turned 26. I'm 26 now, and I don't really have this sort of pressure on me to be like, the older you get, the more you got to do. I've explained this before in a past episode. I still have a long way to go. I still have a journey ahead of me. That's what I'm looking forward to. But I understand there's some people where it's like, oh, you're 26 now. There's more pressure on you to be successful. There's more pressure on you to be an adult. There's more pressure on you to do certain things, Like, again, Chinese culture, I think it's like either 27 or 28 where a woman is expected to be married at that time. And after that, if you're not, then it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. It's weird. It's taboo. But for men, it's something similar, I think, around like the mid-30s. I wouldn't feel that. If I turned 35, if I turned 40, and I still wasn't married, it wouldn't affect me. I don't care. It's just everyone's journey is different. There shouldn't be a number placed on it. Like, in fact, in Chinese culture, I'm not 26. I'm 27. I could be 28. And it's really weird because when you are born, you're already 1 year old because you've been in your mom's womb for 9 months or whatever, how many months. And after, I believe, 2 months, you actually celebrate a sort of quote unquote birthday. It's more like the birth, like the first 2 months is what we call it. And you celebrate that. And so, in all instances in Chinese culture, by the time you are born, you are 1 year old. By the time you have your first full cycle annual birthday, like the celebration of the anniversary of your day you were born, you're 2, and then so on and so forth. So instead of being 26 like I am, like my biological years that I've gone through is 26. Chinese culture dictates that I'm 27 because I was in my mom's womb for 9 months. It's weird, but that's just how it's done. And in some cultures, when you're born, like some subcultures in China, when you're born, you're 2 because you spent 9 months in your mom's womb and you're celebrating your birthday on that day you were born. So you're 2, and then when you have your first anniversary, true anniversary, you're 3. So in that culture of China, in the West, like here in the US, you would be 1, but in that culture, you would be 3. It's just kind of fucked up. It's weird. I don't know how it works that way, but for us, it's just add 1 year. And a lot of people, it doesn't make sense, but for us, it makes sense. But yeah, and I think around this time last year, I posted an episode basically talking about holidays and traditions and whatnot. And it's just same thing applies. Like I don't celebrate my birthday. I don't really celebrate any major holidays. Christmas, not a big deal. I don't really care. Thanksgiving, I don't really care. New Year's, definitely don't care. But like Chinese New Year's, there's this festival called Qingming, which basically means like Tomb Sweeping Festival in Chinese culture. There's the Mid-Autumn Festival. Those are the holidays I would celebrate, and it's not because, I mean, I do want to, but it's more just like tradition-based. It's not because, it's a big deal to me personally. And some of them are, like the Qingming thing, I understand the merits of it being personal because we are sort of honoring our ancestors. We're honoring my grandparents, those that have passed before me, like my uncle, and all these other people, and I understand that. I understand Chinese New Year, like the Lunar New Year, brings a whole new year for us on our specific traditional calendar, and the Mid-Autumn Festival is more just me wanting to hang out with my parents. It's sort of like our Thanksgiving, and there's other holidays like U.S. holidays, Western holidays that we will celebrate, or I will celebrate if people around me are doing it, if it's important to them. If it's something where we can get together and we can be who we are, we can be the family that we are, we can be the friends that we are, blah, blah, blah. That's where it's important to me. That's where I would want to celebrate it. Like other people's, like my girlfriend's birthday, we would celebrate that, but this year we didn't because she didn't want to. No big deal to me. No big deal to her. This Christmas, yeah, sure, I know people that want to celebrate it, and yes, we're going to celebrate it, but it's because they want to. I want to honor what they want, And for me personally, if I had no one, if I was by myself, it wouldn't really make a difference. I would just be doing my regular thing, going throughout my regular day. Like, I think last New Year's, I even forgot that it was New Year's. I didn't even remember. And it was just something that sort of happens, And again, I understand where people are coming from when they want to celebrate. I understand where people are coming from when they don't want to celebrate, because that's me. I don't want to celebrate these things, not because I don't understand them, not because I don't care about, or not because I don't like them or whatever. It doesn't entirely matter to me to celebrate it with such pomp and circumstance. But, I just wanted to get that out there, and I wanted to sort of make a statement about it. It's not like, I'm not making a statement in terms of like I had to, but I just wanted to. It's sort of the theme of these sort of by myself episodes where I'm just talking about to myself, by myself. I just have something that I want to get off my chest, and I do it. And this is one of those things, And for me, if I were to tell anyone, like if my own kids, if they wanted to have a birthday, sure, and if they ask me why I don't have a birthday, then this is just what I would tell them. I would just tell them that to me it doesn't matter. To me, it makes no difference. If you want to honor my birthday, if you want to celebrate the day I was born, then sure, let's do it. But personally, again, it doesn't matter to me. It's just another day. It's just another sort of it's another chapter in my life that really doesn't make too much of a difference. It's just another page turned, if that makes more sense towards what I'm trying to convey here. But that's it for this one. I don't celebrate my birthday, and there's a bunch of reasons why, but the biggest one is it just doesn't matter to me. And if it matters to you, then sure, send me a happy birthday. If your birthday matters to you, then I wish you a happy birthday whenever it is. And that's really it for this one, guys. It's just something to get off my chest. Thank you for listening. And, thank you for sticking with me with all these rants. I really am trying to get more guests on. And if you out there want to be on the podcast, or if you want to just get something off your chest, get in touch with me. You can email me at theronensystem@gmail. You can direct message me on Instagram at theronensystem. You can even, I think you can message me here on whatever platform you're using. If you're using Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, probably not, but Pandora, probably not either. But you can go to podbean.com. You can look up the Ronin System podcast. There's a whole bunch of ways to contact me. You probably even do it on YouTube, the Ronin System. It's all just the Ronin System, guys. Whatever you want to look me up on, whatever you're listening on, that's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. But either way, thank you guys so much for listening. Have an amazing day. Get out there, get hungry, and good luck.